dove la bellezza è eterna, ci sentiamo a casa. Ci sono il pavimento, le pareti e il soffitto. E poi c'è il salotto, la cucina, il giardino e la nostra TV. Ci sono incanti, ricordi e mostri sotto il letto. E quando scendiamo le scale e quando accendiamo la luce, siamo a casa. Lazio, eterna scoperta.
Buon pomeriggio a tutti, good afternoon. Welcome to the first of a series of 3 masterclasses presented by Eco Canada. These events are part of Lazio Marketplace, a project which was organized in collaboration with our longtime partner Union Camere Lazio, the regional union of Lazio Chambers of Commerce, which we thank for partnering with us on this occasion. And my special thanks to Flavia Dauria, manager of the promotional activities, and her splendid team. Lazio Marketplace is a week-long celebration focused on the promotion of food and beverage excellencies of one of the best-known regions of Italy, Lazio. This initiative is taking place during the 6th edition of the International Week of Italian Cuisine, and will include 2 more appointments where we will focus on regional extra virgin oils, wines, and artisanal beers and spirits. The week will conclude with Eco Canada's annual gala, Pentola d'Oro, celebrating the best of Canada's food and beverage industry. I invite you to visit our new website, bonissimo.ca, where you will find all details about Lazio Marketplace and Pentola d'Oro, and a lot more on true Italian taste in Ontario. Throughout this week, we will discover regional products with the help of special guests from Italy and from Toronto. Today, we will start with an overview of the Lazio regional cuisine and a special focus on a selection of food specialties with the help of Chef Dario Tomaselli. Chef Tomaselli is a multilingual culinary consultant and industry speaker with 40 years of experience in restaurants and is a culinary professor. Chef Dario Tomaselli shares the message for good food feeding your soul via some of his media brands, with Passion is Cooking as brand ambassador or master cooking class. With this program, Eco Canada aims at giving Canadian consumers a better sense of the Lazio culinary traditions, while allowing industry people to make new connection with the participating producers and explore new business opportunities. Before we leave the stage to Chef Dario Tomaselli, we have a brief welcome video by the Consul General of Italy, Eugenio Sgro.
Good morning to everybody. It's my pleasure to be part in the Lazio Marketplace week-long celebration, which takes place during the 6th edition of the International Week of Italian Cuisine. As you already know or you're aware, one of the major concerns of the Italian Chamber of Commerce in Ontario is to educate Canadian audiences to identify the authenticity of Italian products. And this goal can be achieved by improving Canadian people's knowledge about genuineness of products, food traceability, and quality control, as well as about certifications as TOP, IGP, DOC, and DOCG. And these efforts made by the Italian Chamber of Commerce in Ontario are rewarded by seeing Canadian people enjoy the authenticity of the Italian products, whose demand is in constant growth in Canada all around the country. And as you know, Italy is characterized not only by the quality of its production, but also by a large, incredible plethora of agri-food, which give each city, each region, its reputation, its personality. Lazio Marketplace and its masterclasses focus on the promotion of products, wines coming from Lazio, one of the most known regions in Italy. And thanks to the collaboration with its longtime partner Camere Lazio, Lazio Marketplace will allow you to discover quintessential food and wine specialties through trade masterclasses and presentations by special guests. I wish to mention today Chef Dario Tomaselli, Sommelier Filippo Bucchino, Professor Giorgio Calabrese, and Sommelier Tim Manessi. Through their knowledge and guidance, you will be able to experience an unforgettable taste of Lazio. I wish you all the best and enjoy this event today. Thank you.
Welcome. My name is Dario Tomaselli, and I'm so honored to have the privilege to participate on the beginning of La Settimana della Cucina Italiana, the week of Italian cuisine. And how better than start with the region where our capital is from, the region of Lazio. Lazio is a region that is known for multiple things, from the tourism, from the agriculture, from the textile. But one of the most important things is their product. Their product, and they are phenomenal from the hill mountains and from the seaside. Some of the most incredible and traditional dishes of Italy are actually coming from the region of Lazio. Let's start, for example, with the spaghetti alla carbonara, bucatini alla matriciana, cacio e pepe, okay? All these traditional simple dishes, carciofi alla Judea, which we're gonna touch base today with some of the product and we are showcased over here. So there is a multitude of great product available to us. I wanna thank the Italian Chamber of Commerce to give me the opportunity of showcase something that I'm really proud and the heritage of my culture. So as you can see in front of me, we have 16 products here of the region of Lazio. And some of them, you will see there, they potentially are from another region, but they are transplanted into the region of Lazio, and they are perfected using the basic technique of the region. Most of these products have an ancient history. Some of them are starting right from the beginning. So let's look for the first one, which is agnoni. It's this artichoke packed under oil. So the artichoke they're using here is called the Romanesco Artichoke. And the specific artichoke, remember the harvest of this artichoke is basically starts from March all the way into May. These artichoke, they're known for the long stem, okay? They are artichoke with no thorns whatsoever. And they are basically cooked into charcoal, and they are packed into good extra virgin olive oil, some mint, some oil, some great spices, 100% organic from the land and they're from. It's a product that is versatile for whatever recipe you're looking for. If you want to use it for a pizza, if you want to use it for a bruschetta, if you're using a pasta, this is phenomenal. The next product, and remember we talked about the versatility of Italy. We're going from one region to this neighbor region. So this is called barattolo, which basically is the traditional baba al rum, which is a typical dessert from the region of Campania, the neighboring region, but it is perfected by this great family in Lazio, utilizing 100% of product from the region, from the sugar, from the eggs, from the flour, and then after they're cooked, packed into this seal jar. And what is the purpose of the seal jar? It allows you the opportunity to transport better and maintaining all the product inside. So what's so special about the baba? Well, the baba is actually a quite difficult process of a dessert to make. People say that baba starts from 7 a.m. in the morning and ends at 4 o'clock in the afternoon from the time you bake it. So the process is quite long. The ram basically is the moisture ingredients that is added into this phenomenal dessert, spongy dessert. And the tradition, with the baba, you actually press it right down, it should spring right back. That tells you how much the gluten is working in it. The next product we were talking with is Chipriyani Truffle, okay? So pasta al tartufo, tartufata bianca, or ai funghi. So again, this one is a family of generation, then they start this product. And originally, they were looking for product all the way around the area to find the top quality product to embed it into their brand. After a while, they choose to actually create their own environment where they actually grow the truffle, grow the mushroom, and they create this phenomenal product. 100% organic, 100% made with product from the land, okay? No additive, okay? No thickening agents, 100% natural. Again, versatile product. You can use it for a pasta, you can use it for a risotto, you can finish on a bruschetta or even finish for a beautiful pizza, okay? Imagine you do a pizza cacio e tartufo, okay? So you can actually spread out on the pizza a little bit of the tartufo and then a little bit of caciocavallo. This one is a company, Biosolidale. This is a company they're very proud of their clean process, okay? When we talk about clean process, they're very sustainable, very responsible about the environment. So we are talking about all the plants are energized, solar energized, so everything has solar panels. Most of their ingredients are 100% in the surrounding area. Today what we're using is a peperoncino or pasta al peperoncino, okay, or crema di peperoncino, okay, 100% natural, okay. And remember, again, 100% green, the environment that has been selected. This one we're going to be using one of our recipes for our pizza fritta. Let's get into the pasta. So pasta here, we have one of the oldest pasta company on the Lazio region. It's called Paone. Pasta that is quite unique. Trafilata al bonzo means it's been extruded in bronze die. Okay, so it's got a beautiful roughness on the pasta that it really coats the sauce much better. 100% organic, 100% the territory on the region of the region. Waters are all 100% from the mountains they are from. Pasta denise, what I said, and I always recommend, the best way to taste this pasta is actually natural. Just boil in a little bit of salted water, dress it with a little bit of olive oil, and you really can taste the beautiful grain, the starchiness of the pasta, the freshness of this pasta, okay? Again, this is a pasta, it was awarded from the government of Italy, from the Grand Award for their own product. Here we go to a company called Pirin Pirin, okay? So this one is basically, almost like your selection of grain baked goods. And what I have here is a product that is quite phenomenal. It's called bruschetta all'aglio, garlic bruschetta. It's nothing more than a Melba type of toast, fairly delicious. Okay, then it's being dehydrated naturally, and then it's being coated just with a little bit of essence of garlic. This is excellent for little bruschetta. This is excellent to use as a crumble if you want to make a pasta. Okay, this is excellent for a snack. Okay, for example, I use it today just as a snack like that. You can use a little bit of chicory salad on top of it. You can use as a crumble into your salad. Very aromatized. The ingredients here: 100% 00 flour, okay? Sea salt, yeast, garlic, and that's it. 100% organic, okay? And a phenomenal Italian snack. Coffee. Here we have two types of coffee. One is the Haiti Aroma. You know, in Italy, how proud and careful we are about our coffee. This one is a coffee. The Haiti Aroma is a coffee that really proud themselves of history and maintaining the same tradition. Okay, so the importance about coffee is also the coffee bean. You know, research the right coffee beans. Toast the grains are being toasted individually, one by one, and then assembled together in order to obtain the perfect cup of coffee. So this one is quite of an art. And when we talk about coffee in Italy, it's something then it's a must. It's the first thing in the morning. It's something you have after lunch, and it's something you finish at night. So coffee, very, very important. Haiti Roma, definitely a good miscela, which is a mix of phenomenal grains. Here we have Mondo Maria, okay, Biscotto Artigianale, okay. So it's an artisanal product. Some of the product have no milk content, okay. They can be just very simple organic product, okay. So for example, for this one we have a chocolate brand here, okay, Biscotto Artigianale. So it's an artisanal simple product, okay. Then it's done with chocolate, pink salt, okay, and just naturally, okay. So remember, zero milk in most of the product, okay. Healthy, a small producer with some really incredible flavor. So when I tasted this one, and today, for example, we use this biscotto as a crumble to finish one of our pasta, okay, and it gives you the beautiful bitterness of the natural chocolate and the beautiful molten flavor inside. Panificio 2R. Panificio 2R, famous baked goods. Again, 100% organic, okay? Known for all their sweet or biscuits or pastry. What we have here is a variety of small little snack with organic product, organic fruits or compote. They can make almost like a little crostatine. Crostatine means a little tart. Traditional Italian crostata was made with sweet dough and little trellis, okay? Then you can actually snack on it in the morning with your coffee, or you can actually have it when you come home for a quick snack. The next pasta is strampelli. Strampelli is a pasta, and this is the uniqueness, is primo pastificio in Amatrice. Amatrice is one of the region in Lazio, one of the city known for the famous, as well-known, pasta alla matriciana. Okay, this specific company got an award from the region of Amatrice for their product. This is a product. This is a whole wheat product. Okay, then is grown in the mountains at 1,000 meters above sea level. Okay, 100% organic. So all the grains are grown at the altitude that I just mentioned, and also the water is used from the rivers around it. So 100% from the Amatrice region. Okay, a pasta that has got a lot of strength and body. Okay, so a pasta that is very versatile. Is even when we cook it. Even when we cook it in water, we want to make sure that we really allow this pasta to cook also with the sauce, because it will absorb as much of the sauce. Remember one thing, when we talk about pasta fresca, pasta secca, they're two different beasts. A pasta secca takes a little bit more naturally to absorb the sauce. This is a pasta because it's 100% organic, trafilata al bronzo, again, copper extruded, bronze extruded. Then it really absorbs and really coats the sauce properly. So we have a few little products. Here we call is this tisane called lamponella. Lamponella basically is a tisane of raspberry. Okay, this again is up in a mountain in Latina. What they do, this little raspberry tree are kind of shaded under olive trees. Okay, so this is quite an incredible product. Then we utilize or we diversify this product in many single way. You can definitely drink it like that. It's fairly healthy because again, it's 100% organic. There is no sugar added in this specific. Or you can have it in a crystallized form like that. Then you can add it, for example, in an ice cream, okay, or in a crumble for one of your dessert. So what we done today, we're using two different forms. We can actually reduce it, or we can actually finish. Okay, great as a drink because it's a lot of the health components. Farina o fattoria Fralu, grano saraceno decorticato senza glutine. So what is it? This is simple buckwheat flour, but there is an history and passion about this organic product. This is an history that has been developed over the years by these people, and they took pride on their product. Decorticata means that they just remove a lot of the flouring around and kept 100% of the wheat. Okay, 100% natural. Okay, it can be grind as a flour. So this one you can make flour to make buckwheat pasta, or you can actually make some grain like this to make polenta di grano saraceno. So you can make buckwheat polenta, which is very common to be used. Again, 100% organic, a product that is phenomenal to use and very versatile. We go back to another company of coffee, that Duquito. Okay, again, looking from the packaging, obviously you can see from all the coffee the importance to keep the coffee not in a clear bag. So we're going to make sure that the coffees are always in a dark packaging. Again, this was a company that really pride themselves on the product. Okay, history, it's what is all important. We go back to the old method of utilizing of grinding the coffee. You can smell the coffee. You can almost smell it from here. It's completely sealed, but you can automatically smell the aroma. 100% natural, also great product to use. So what we're going to use both coffee today. One is going to be used in a ground pure form, and the other is going to be used as an espresso form. So we can kind of see how they work together. Crostatina biologica. Okay, this one is Brancato. Again, another brand company, Crostatina. It's a memory for me when I was a child. Sometimes you have in your snack for your children, or you can actually have your snack for yourself. 100% organic. This 50-gram package over here is actually without any gluten. So basically, it's 100% gluten-free. Okay. Again, a lot of the fruits are used from the surrounding area, so they're like compote, jam, marmalade. Then they use could be prunes, could be apricots, could be strawberries, anything you want. And again, 100% organic and also gluten-free. Who has never heard of Chinotto? I know myself as a young Italian boy, one of my favorite drinks. Chinotto, it's been known in Italy for years. This has been kind of redefined and rediscovered a few years ago. So again, Chinotto is come out and extract from the bitter oranges, but it also here is being added with 53 herbs extract. Okay, so the quina is also one herb that is being used here, which is very fundamental and it's very important for your digestions. Okay, great drinks for kids. Then, in case you don't want kids to drink Coca-Cola or any carbon soda, this is a perfect drink. I mean, I will drink this one pretty much every day if I could. So, and here we go to pizza alla pala. Okay, so this is a phenomenal product. This is a product that I've discovered. I appreciate it, and I would say it's a super interesting product. So Iaccuoni, Mulino Iaccuoni. So Mulino Iaccuoni is a company that prides themselves really for their quality of the product, and mastering la pizza e il pane. Okay, so pizza. In this case, what we're using for the dishes today, we're making a pizza fritta. So pizza alla pala, what does it mean? So there is a mix of different flour. So if we look over here, okay, farina di grano duro, so hard wheat semolina, okay, flour. Semolina rimacinata di grano. Semolina rimacinata is wheat flour that is being regrind, so it's been fine. So it's a single zero flour here, okay? So I mean super fine, okay? Soya, a little bit of soya flour here. Sourdough, like fermented flour. So why is the fermented flour added to this? Well, it's very important actually, because this really helps you on your digestion, okay? So when you're having a pizza like that, or when you're making a bread, this one is actually helpful for your digestion. Sometimes flour, then they be modified, okay? They don't allow you to have the proper digestion. And of course, okay, a little bit of rice flour that keeps a little bit of the body. I can tell you honestly, when I test this flour myself, and I used it from some of the recipe, a flour, then it's super versatile, very easy to use, phenomenal. So for example, for today, when I made my two dishes, it was one of the components I used. So when we talk about the cuisine of Lazio, we talk about few things that are very important. One is pasta, okay? And the other one, la pizza alla romana. So what I want to do two simple dishes, okay? One is a rigatoni d'amatrice, okay? So we're going to use the region of Amatrice, okay? And they're going to be served with some butternut squash that is in two ways. One's then is being roasted, okay, with a little bit of the lamponella, the raspberry tisane, a little bit of salt, a little bit of olive oil, okay, and pepper. Then what I have done, I also took one type of those coffee, okay, so the Daikito, okay. So what I've done, I reduce the coffee almost to an extract, okay. Then it's going to be used actually at the end of the plate for the dish. Quite interesting. But that shows you how you can really use product if you know to use them properly. The next product obviously is a classical of the Regione Toscana, è il pecorino, Regione Lazio, sorry, is il pecorino romano. What's so special about the pecorino romano? It's the uniqueness, the sharpness, the perfect round flavor, the saltiness that actually gives you. So we have to really be careful. Other two products we are going to be using, of course, is another major product of the region of Lazio, guanciale, from the jaw of the pig, and it's being cured. This is one of the most traditional charcuterie from the region of Lazio. We use it for the carbonara. You can use it for pasta alla matriciana. Today we're going to use it as a rendering fat, as a really punching element that is going to be part of this dish. Aglio, okay? And then here we did the other coffee. What we create this coffee butter with rosemary that is really going to give the kind of a whole flavor on the dish, okay? From all the skin of the butternut squash, We basically put them in a pot with cold water, with some of the rind of the Piccolino Romano, okay, and a little bit of the rind or Parmigiano Reggiano, and we just let it come to a boil. So all the nutrients of the skin of the butternut squash are completely cooked. And then we blitz them. And we have this beautiful orange stock that can be used for the pasta. Okay, so let's start quickly. So I'm gonna start. So I have a skillet pan here. Hopefully we can see it from above. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna use the biscotti here almost as a finished crumble, okay? So we're gonna play around with this. So I have a skillet, I have my guanciale on it. If you don't have guanciale, you can use pancetta. Don't worry, it's not, nobody's gonna be offended with that. So the most important part here is to make sure that we render the guanciale or the pancetta. Behind me, I have a pot of boiling water, okay? That is just about ready to boil. I haven't seasoned it, okay? Because one of the most important things whenever you're making any type of pasta is not to season it before the water boils, because otherwise what's going to happen, you're going to have salamoia, a very, very salty water. It's important that the salt is put probably minutes before or seconds before the actual pasta goes in. I'm already smelling all this wonderful flavor. And then over here, I have a clove of garlic that I'm just going to smash. I've removed the center part, okay? If there is a little nerve inside, it's called il nervo, or the germ of the garlic. The green part, we have to remove it. And then we put it right in it, okay? We're not going to chop the garlic. We're going to keep the natural flavor in here. So we're going to let it be. Okay? So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to season my pasta, my water. So I'm going to put some salt. Now, also always very important in making sure that whatever you do, you always taste your water. Don't assume that the pasta is going to be seasoned because you don't know. So I'm going to check it. And it needs to taste, like people say, it needs to taste like the sea. Yes, it does. Yeah, it has to really be properly seasoned. So here we got all the pancetta, all the guanciale, then you're rendering properly. I'm going to put the rigatoni into the water. Okay? And that's going to take some time. Now, remember one thing. We are dealing with two pasta, then they are 100% organic, 100% resourceful about the lands where they're from. Okay? So, pasta will take the time for it. There is not processed ingredients here. So if the pasta will take us probably 10 to 12 minutes to cook, we're going to cook it for 10 minutes into the water and the remaining 2 minutes into the sauce, because I want to make sure that all the starches of that pasta will absorb this sauce. Okay, so here we got our guanciale or pancetta. We're going to have some diced butternut squash. So one part is being pureed, the other part is in a raw version here. Notice I haven't put any salt yet, okay? And I don't want to use any of that right now. So you want to make sure the butternut squash has still got a bit of the roasting flavor in it, but they absorb a lot of the fat of the guanciale or the pancetta. The seasoning will come mainly from obviously the salted water, some of the pancetta or guanciale, and of course also for the Piccolino Romano. So we have to be very careful. One of the traditions about Cuisine del Lazio is the spiciness, the usage of pepper in a lot of their ingredients. Example, pasta cacio e pepe, caciocavallo, and toasted black peppercorn. And one of the greatest things about the peppercorn is untreated, toasted to release some of the essential oil, and then crushed it at the last minute. Okay, so you really taste the peppercorn. So here we go. So things that you can do here. Okay, so what I've done here, I have the coffee extract. Okay, I made a simple espresso. I infuse a little bit of the liquid from the butternut squash that has roasted, so it's got a little bit of the namponella. Okay, and I reduced it. Okay, so I can put a little bit of wine right now, or what I like to do is this. So you see that golden nicely. So what's happening? The wine will remove a lot of the fat. Okay, will let all the fat absorb. You always need something acid to remove some of the fat. But the coffee and the Pisano Lamponella, they will really help. So here we go. So you can almost smell and taste actually the coffee and the squash even more. Okay? I'm going to add some of the liquid of the butternut squash. So basically the butternut squash stock that we had before. And I'm going to let it reduce. So what's going to happen here? So here we actually combine all the ingredients, okay? And we're just going to let them reduce gently. Very interesting combination. Yes, it is. But the final process, it works perfectly. Why? Because I have the bitter edge of that coffee, the beautiful aroma, some of the sweetness of the butternut squash, and the sharpness that I'm going to get from the pecorino. So this is going to give us a bit of what we are looking for. So I'm going to taste it. I'm going to check my... And right now, right off the bat, what I'm tasting is a small amount of the essence of the coffee, but the butternut squash are the biggest thing. And I haven't put the pulpas yet. So I'm going to check my pasta. And again, we want to make sure that we do not disturb the pasta too much. Okay, we just let it be. We let it reduce. As soon as it's reduced, we're going to add this beautiful cream of squash. Okay, we can always add, but we can't take away. So we're going to be very careful the amount of squash. So as you can see, the sauce is already thickening. Okay, we're going to add some salt. Peppercorn is going to be freshly ground. Okay, we're going to reduce. We're going to make sure we lower the heat a little bit more. And then the last thing I'm going to add is a little bit of fresh rosemary. So the rosemary, what I like to do, I have a little bit in powder version. Okay, I just finely chopped it. I'm going to put it just like that. And I'm going to stop. Okay, so I want to make sure that now it holds the heat. I don't want to reduce it too much. I want to check my consistency. It's perfect. I got the beautiful flavor of the rosemary just at the last minute. Just before we are going to present it, here's what we're going to do. We have a little bit of our coffee and rosemary butter, which we're going to let it dissolve by himself into this warm sauce. And we're just going to let it be. So now we want to be patient. We're going to wait for our pasta to cook. And while our pasta is cooking, which is going to take some time still, I'm going to start working on a second dish. Okay? Because obviously the pasta is going to take some time. The second dish, it's super simple. Okay? So we got some pizza fritta. And again, we used a phenomenal flour that we had before. Okay? Simply done. We're going to use some carciofi, the beautiful carciofi Romanesco in the jar. Some figs or dates. Okay? We're going to use the pane croccante, the beautiful savory bread that we're just going to break in small little pieces like that in a bowl. Okay. Remember that organic chilies, then they are 100% organic. So we're gonna put a little bit into the pizza dough, okay? And then we're gonna finish with a little bit of salad. So this is a super, super, super simple dish. So watch this. I got my artichoke here. So first I'm gonna put some of the figs into a bowl, like that. We're gonna add some of the carciofi. And I love this beautiful stem of the carciofi. So we want to make sure that we keep the carciofi as long as possible, okay? Or for presentation purpose, okay? Don't be shy with the carciofi. I'm going to use the beautiful oil from the carciofi, okay? I'm going to put some of this crumbly bruschetta bread. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put the zest of a lemon. Again, a little bit of pungency. Okay, we are going to put the juice of the lemon, just a small amount of it. Perfect. Okay. Now we are going to mix it, okay? So all of a sudden we have this kind of a aromatic flavor. One of the last ingredients, and I just want to put gently at the last minute, a little bit more olive oil. So again, you got the sweetness of the sweetness from the figs, a little bit of the heartiness of the artichoke, the crunchiness of the bread and the pizza. Okay, we're gonna put a little bit of the greens here, a little bit of pepperness that you got here, and again, simple dish, nothing too complicated. And then at the last minute, what I want to do, I want to add some pecorino. Okay, so I want to show you quickly how we're gonna do this. So we got the beautiful focaccia or pizza, okay? We're gonna put the beautiful chili here, beautiful and aromatic, okay? Obviously, we're not gonna put too much. As soon as the pizza come out of the fryer, okay, we put a little bit of fresh olive oil, a little bit of salt, okay? And that's it, okay? And maybe just a little bit of rosemary. But the importance is to make sure we keep it as natural as possible. So we don't want to work too much into that. Then you can do whatever you want. So what I like to do, nice and crunchy pizza like that. You can do it like that. Again, look at these beautiful layers on the pizza here. Phenomenal. Okay. We have our beautiful plate. I'm going to quickly make some space over here. And look at this. We have a beautiful pizza, our salad, this beautiful artichoke, these beautiful greens, and some crispiness of a little bit of the figs. Dry figs. You could use dates if you want. I would like to finish it again with a little bit of the pecorino. And of course, it will not be something if we don't finish with a little bit of olive oil. And voila. Simple dish, nothing complicated about it. A beautiful little pizza fritta with carciofi, Piccolino Romano, okay? Simple with a little bit of that chili, that you got that little bit of heat, some sweetness and some acidity from those lemons, nice and fresh. Okay, so I'm gonna move this one on one side. And now we are going to work on our pasta. We're going to check our pasta to make sure our pasta is ready. Again, you're dealing with a good quality pasta here. So the quality of the pasta really determines also the cooking, okay? So what does it mean? That means that we want to make sure we don't rush it, okay? That pasta will take their time. Remember, we still want to cook that sauce, that pasta into the sauce, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say I'm almost done. I'm going to check it quickly.
I'm going to ask some questions now.
I'm going to quickly remove it first, and then we're going to let it cook. So I'm going to take it off the water. So the important part now is for the sauce and the pasta to get acquainted. What does it mean? We want to make sure that the sauce and the pasta work together. Okay? So I'm going to make sure the mantecatura, which is basically is the combination, look at that. That pasta is really absorbing all that sauce. That's what we're looking for. So I know we have some questions. So I'm going to be answering as many as I can.
Question number one, I think it goes back to the flour.
Right.
Can whole wheat buckwheat be used, or does it have to be ground in order to use it? So I'm assuming it's the flour, because buckwheat you can use in a porridge or something else. So I wasn't sure.
Yes, you can. Yes.
But for flour, it needs to be ground to the same consistency.
Absolutely.
Right?
It needs to be grounded for flours. Okay, for example, we have buckwheat flour, or for polenta, we have the buckwheat flour to make pasta. It needs to be grounded for sure, 100%.
But whole grain, you can use that as well for like porridges or other things,
yes,
right? Or
you
soups.
can. Yeah.
Okay. What is carciofi?
Carciofi is artichoke.
Okay.
Carciofi is the Italian word for artichoke. So just before I'm going to go in, I'm going to add a little bit more of the squash broth. So carciofi is basically artichoke. But the specific things about this artichoke is basically is the uniqueness of the product. It's a product that is very, it's quite unique in its own ways, because it's this Romanesco artichoke that is really, it's quite unique, and it's got this beautiful herbness, almost like this licorice flavor that really fit perfectly in a salad. It can be perfect on a pizza. It can be perfect on a pasta. We could easily make a pasta using the artichoke. So you see what happened here? This is the mantecatura is happening. So we add a little bit of that butter. We have all those ingredients coming in. So here's what I'm finishing with. Again, some fresh rosmarino. Again, rosmarino is rosemary. I'm going to shut it off, okay? I'm going to stop it right there. I'm going to add a little bit of pecorino. And look at that. Beautiful flavor here, the pecorino. Remember, we have to be very, very careful and also very conscious about the importance of pecorino here. Remember, it's quite salty. And look at that. Aromatic. The pecorino has really released a lot of the flavor. The sauce is nice and creamy. And the creaminess is barely made from the butternut squash, okay? A little bit of coffee butter. Remember, we made that coffee butter with a little bit of the rosemary. So we want to taste it, okay? We want to make sure. So we want to make sure the consistency is there. Perfect. What I'm actually tasting here is every single element. And a beautiful flavor. That coffee has really given almost this this bitter edge into the pasta, which is perfect, okay? And it's got the beautiful sharpness of the pecorino. We got our pasta over here, okay? Remember, we got 2 more ingredients here that we gotta finish with, okay? Okay, so here's our pasta. You can use a bowl, you can use any plates that you want. Quite of a unique pasta for sure. A pasta that, probably you never would have thought before. But when you think about when we think about pecorino, when we think about coffee, it's the uniqueness of this product is quite special. But the quality of pasta really determines also the product. Okay, so what I'm finishing here, it's something different. So I'm gonna add a little bit of the lamponella, which is basically almost this raspberry liquid, which is gonna finish the dish, and also a little bit of the crumble biscotti. Okay, and basically are gonna give us the beautiful flavor necessary. Okay, so again, it's a combination of different flavors. It's a combination of different components, and they are all 100%. And then I'm gonna finish, of course, with a little bit of black pepper. Okay, so here you have two simple dishes from the region. Okay, or using some of the typical ingredients from the region of Lazio. Then they were offered to us by this wonderful producer. And there you have it. Rigatoni da matrice with butternut squash and our beautiful 2 coffee and the lamponella. So simple recipe. As I said, not too complicated. The greatest thing that we have done here with these 2 recipes, we basically marry all this wonderful product and this beautiful concept that the region of Lazio has offered to us at the beginning of what it is, Italian Cuisine Week, which is quite exciting to be starting directly from our capital and from the capital of the region of Lazio. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy some of the great products. I know there is some question here that I'm gonna try to answer as best as possible.
So someone is asking about the baba. They said it's not from Lazio, it's from Campania. I guess it's the company that's from Lazio.
Yes, right? And this person is 100% right. Yes, baba is traditionally is a dessert from the Campania region. Okay, baba arum. Okay, this one is a concept that is being redeveloped using product from the region of Lazio, and then transfer in a way that you can actually preserve it for long in this jar. So basically, they kept it in this jar, and you can transport it. It can stay in room temperature. But yes, 100%, it's originated from the region of Campania.
Would chef consider using Piccolino Romano to replace some of the salt because it allows for some protein into the dish as well? Okay,
that's a very good question. That's a great question. So protein, obviously protein from the cheese and natural protein, okay? And that is, whoever asked that question, that's a really, really smart question. We use Parmesan, we use any grain, any rind or any type of cheese when we add it into vegetable stock, for example. Because if you would consider, for example, for a vegetarian dish, we would not put the guanciale, okay? We would do exactly as it is. Maybe we would have had some vegetable, but we would use a broth base with the pecorino. Pecorino has, of course, high amount of saltiness, and we have to understand pecorino because the confusion sometimes is there is only one pecorino. There is Piccolino Romano, there is Piccolino Toscano, and there is Piccolino Sardo. The particularity about the Piccolino Romano is, yes, a drier cheese, of course, very aromatic, and of course, very peppery. Yeah, but protein, yes, 100%, 100%.
I have a question here. How did you make the pizza dough?
Pizza dough, traditional simple pizza dough.
What did you make today?
Yeah, I think you guys should have the recipe already. It's basically the flour that we use here, and I showcase today, which actually an easy product from Yacone. Easy flour for me to actually use. Water, yeast, and olive oil, nothing else. So basically what I've done, I combine the flour, so I let dissolve the yeast with, remember, water cannot be cold, the room should be warm or room temperature. allow them to bloom, kind of reconstitute the yeast, then combine it with the flour and a little bit of olive oil, knead it, and then we actually let her rest, okay, in a bowl, okay, with a little bit of olive oil and some crushed rosemary, okay? So it takes approximately an hour until it kind of proofed, okay? Once it's proof, you shape it the way you want. If you want to do rectangular, you want to do round, you want to do oval, whatever you want to do. We stretch it by hand, okay? And this is the tradition between pizza Toscana and pizza Romana. Pizza Romana is a little thinner, okay? Pizza Napoletana, sorry, it's much, much higher. So for the pizza Romana, very thin, and we just fry it, okay? And what I like to fry in an oil that is not high smoking point. So I will not fry it in olive oil. I will fry it in a grapeseed oil, okay, or sunflower oil. Or in this case, for example, I do have a hair frying oven. And what I do, I just put in my hair fryer, 375 degrees, okay, and until it's perfect golden color. As soon as it's fried or in the oven, remove it, brush it with some olive oil flavored with rosemary, some sea salt, and just let it be. The last thing I've done, I just put a little bit of the spicy chilies. This is really kind of brought a beautiful flavor.
So one more question, and then everyone wants to see the dish up close.
Okay.
So I guess we can also add that to ICC or ECO's website as well as ours,
Sure.
so that we can show it later. But I don't know if you want to show those dishes closely.
Okay.
And then we have one more question, and then that will be it.
I don't know if you guys can see it.
Just put it up top to the.
So this is the first one, the pizza fritta con I carciofi. Voila. And the second one, of course, is the pasta. Okay, so
and the next question is, what characterizes Piccolino Romano from compared to other types of pecorino producers in other parts of Italy?
Well, remember, everything goes from terroir. Terroir makes the difference. You know, the air that you have, for example, in Apennine in Tuscany, and the grass they actually sheep eat, it's completely different than what you have in a region of Lazio. Number one. Number two is also the aging process. Okay, we talk about aging process, so it's a little bit more of a spicy pecorino, more of an aromatic, more of a stronger pecorino, which I absolutely love actually, and it can be paired with everything, but it's perfect for some of these dishes that you have. Okay, and that's the uniqueness. Okay, remember we talked about a region that has very strong pungent flavors. Okay, so those flavors are very important.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, so I hope everybody enjoyed this brief lesson and from the beginning of the Italian culinary week. I would like to first of all thank the director of the Italian Chamber of Commerce, Corrado Paina, all the great producer of the region Lazio, and of course my salute goes also to our Consul General Eugenius Gro. I would like to thank everybody. I recommend everyone please think about Lazio region, think about this beautiful region that has so many resources. You will see in the next few days with olive oil and with great wines. A presto, buona settimana.
Thank you, Dario, for your interesting presentation and for your delicious recipes. Thank you again, Union Camere Lazio, for allowing us to put together this program, and for your long-time collaboration for the assistance to small and medium enterprises of Lazio. Please follow us again on Wednesday, November 24th, where we will be at George Brown College presenting a very interesting masterclass on extra virgin oils from Lazio. Buon pomeriggio and have a good afternoon.